and welcome back to the Arsenal Pulse. We've got some incredible Arsenal transfer news to discuss today, and it's a story that has sent shockwaves through the football world. Reports suggesting that Arsenal are exploring a move for Real Madrid superstar Vinícius Jr, with the Brazilian now in his final 12 months of his contract. Now this is big. Before we get carried away, nothing has been confirmed, but if there is genuine interest from Arsenal, this could become one of the biggest transfer stories of the summer. Vinicius Jr, we all know his pedigree, we all know his talent, his skills, very exciting player. So today, let's break down the rumors, whether this move is realistic, how Vinicius will fit into Mikel Arteta's team, and whether this signing could take Arsenal to another level. So according to David Ornstein is reporting that Arsenal are now eyeing Vinicius Jr. Reports that came out yesterday, and remember there's still the Bruno Guimaraes story which is continuing. Arsenal now set to continue with talks next week for Bruno Guimaraes. Remember the opening bid is £70 million. We expect Newcastle will reject that, so meaning Arsenal will come with a further improved offer. I believe with £80 million, Newcastle will sell him because he's now approaching 29 years. He wants to leave the club, so for Newcastle, selling him at 80 million will be a very good price. But apart from that, we yesterday had the Ornstein bomber. So the Ornstein bomber is now saying that the Premier League champions have now begun exploring a remarkable move to sign Real Madrid winger Vinícius Jr. Yeah, the Gunners are also looking at Julian Alvarez, but we know Atletico Madrid have been stalling. They have been saying no, they don't want to sell because Julian Alvarez is a key player for them, and of course they also paid a lot of money for him. But now the idea has been approved by the board that Josh Kroenke, the hierarchy at Arsenal, are looking at this situation that now Vinicius Jr. with 12 months remaining in his contract, and now Real Madrid, it's now they are being forced, do they sell or do they extend his contract? Apparently Vinicius Jr. is reportedly asking for over 30 million euros per season for a 5-year deal. So he wants to really demand huge wages. So Arsenal are now looking at this potential move for Vinicius Jr. That's why, as I said, this is not yet confirmed. It is just news that has come out of nowhere, and we know David Ornstein, very reliable reporter for the Arsenal in terms of his ability to give us news regarding Arsenal FC. So regarding this move is not imminent, but it does make this situation worth watching. So Real Madrid will be forced to extend the contract, or they risk facing serious interest from clubs across Europe. So let's just see, why would Vinicius be a game changer for Arsenal? If Arsenal somehow pull this off, and there's a very slight chance, I will give it 10% chance, we'll be talking about one of the biggest signings in the club's modern history. After maybe Declan Rice. I would say Declan Rice is the player who was really, the whole of Europe wanted Declan Rice, Bayern, Man City, Liverpool, you see. So Vinicius Jr. is also that kind of caliber, and he brings elite pace, one-on-one dribbling, goals, creativity, Champions League experience. He's already proven himself on the football's biggest stage. At the World Cup, you saw how he was performing. Yeah, he is a player who can carry the team by himself. So let's just look at some of his goals and the quality that he possesses. The superstar. Yeah, his one-on-ones, his goal-scoring ability is out of this world. Skills. This is a player that is just exciting to watch. And if you look at Arsenal, we have had this problem on the left-hand side. We have never had someone to just step on that number and say, this number is mine. Just like Bukayo Saka on the right side, we all know he is the main guy. on the right. Yeah, that number is his. But now, if you look at Vinicius Jr., this is a player who in the Champions League. Yeah, so this is a player when the lights are bright is when he comes alive. Yeah, he thrives under pressure. He thrives when there is the team needs a goal. Yeah, the game is hard, nil-nil. Vinicius steps up and does magic. So that is what we are now seeing. Arsenal are looking at such kind of players. A player who is going to just step in and say, enough is enough. I'm going to score by myself. I'm going to ensure that we don't lose this game. So for me, this is very exciting news, and I'll urge Arsenal, if there's money there, even if it is 200 million, 150 million, go and splash it on Vinicius Jr. Just make a bid. Even if they reject, at least the fans will know we tried to get him. Go and bid for Vinicius Jr. Get Bruno Guimaraes through the line. By next week, I expect Bruno Guimaraes to be an Arsenal player. Now we should now focus on Vinicius Jr. because that is a player who honestly will take us to the next level. So how will we fit under Arteta? Imagine this attack: Bukayo Saka on the right, Vinicius Jr. on the left, Kai Havertz or Gyökeres through the middle, and then behind them you have Martin Odegaard creating chances. Then in the midfield you have Declan Rice and maybe Bruno Guimaraes. That team will frighten any defense in Europe. So Arteta wants quick transitions, he wants aggressive pressing and players who can beat defenders one against one. Vinicius fits that profile almost perfectly. Even if you look at Zolis is a player we signed him just because of his ability to beat players one on one. Yeah, this is a player who is going to terrorize defenses. He is going to be an Avian. He's just causing problems. Jeremy Doku, if you look at Doku at Manchester City, always causing problems, always creating chaos. And that is a kind of player that you, yeah, this is a kind of player that we want at Arsenal. Somebody who's going to just cause problems on that left hand side. Yeah, so you can see, and this we saw it in the 2022 Champions League final versus Dortmund. He just said, "Yeah, I'm taking this into my own hands," and then he goes and scores, puts the game to bed, and Real Madrid win the Champions League. So far, Vinicius Jr. has won 2 Champions League, and if Arsenal are serious for on going for the Champions League, because that I believe is the target. If you are signing a player like Vinicius Jr., the reason why I see this move happening is because Real Madrid have now agreed terms with RB Leipzig for Diamande. So this Diamande guy is another player who is on the market. PSG, Liverpool, Real Madrid all want him. So there was reports he had agreed terms with PSG, but PSG have not moved on with the deal. Now Real Madrid have agreed personal terms with Daniel Diamande, salary, bonuses, everything is fine. Now it's up to the club to club. So if you look at this kind of move, are Real Madrid preparing for Vinicius Jr. exit? Because they're already getting a replacement in Yan Diamande. And we know Diamande likes to play on the left hand side. So if you connect the dots, it looks like Real Madrid are preparing for the departure of Vinicius Jr. That's why they are going for Diamande of RB Leipzig. And of course, they had a bid of 90 million euros plus 10 rejected. So it looks like Real Madrid will go and above the 100 million mark. RB Leipzig want 120 million. So the reason, you cannot tell me Real Madrid are going to spend 100 million plus on Diamande and just let Vinicius still stay. It is because Vinicius has told on the new contract. Yeah, so that's why Real Madrid are starting to explore other options. And going for Diamande might mean that Real Madrid are now accepting the fact that Vinicius Jr. might be on his way out. So this is another thing that Arsenal fans should be looking for. That Real Madrid are looking at Yan Diamande. Now Vinicius Jr. is now being looked at Arsenal. Yeah. So if Real Madrid sign Yan Diamande, this will give them the leeway to now finally release and tell Vinicius Jr., if you want to leave, now you can leave. I think that is what is going to happen. But so far, this is the early stages. There have not been club-to-club talks yet. There have not been any personal terms agreed yet. This is just Arsenal exploring a possibility. Just like Real Madrid, they are looking at Rodri, yeah, who is now in his last 12 months at Man City. You can see now Real Madrid are starting to circle in. They usually like to wait when a player's contract is running down. That is when Real Madrid come in and they want to take control of the situation. You have seen them sign Mbappe as a free agent, Trent Arnold, Konate, Bernardo Silva on a free. So this is what Real Madrid does. But them themselves, they cannot allow players to leave on a free. So me, I'm expecting Arsenal, if we are serious team, if we want to win the Premier League, the Champions League, to become elite, we need this kind of quality. So is this realistic? This is the question every Arsenal fan is asking. Yesterday I asked somebody and told me, nah, this cannot happen. But personally, I would like to see a player with Vinicius quality. The challenge is the financial side because this is a player will demand wages of up to 400,000 per week. If he's demanding 30 million per season, that means he'll be paid even more than Mikel Arteta, who is going to get at least 20 million per season. So the financial side, Arsenal have to look whether it will make sense, and then the player himself should be interested in leaving Real Madrid. He himself has to decide, do I want to leave? And would Arsenal be the best place to come? Because I believe if it comes to Arsenal, guaranteed spot is starting on the left-hand side. He will play every game. He will be the main star of the team together with Saka. So this is it's official, but if genuinely this is the best winger, one of the best winger in the world, is the club. It's a conversation the club has to take seriously. So Gunners, what do you think? Would Vinicius be Arsenal's biggest signing in the years? Do you think this transfer is realistic? And if Arsenal make one marquee signing, would Vinicius be your choice? Vinicius Jr. You already lost out on Morgan Rogers. You have Julian Alvarez. Yeah. So it is yet to be seen whether Arsenal are going out to make that superstar signing. Yeah, that superstar signing is what we all want. I want to see Arsenal break the transfer record. 150 million pounds. Just go and bid. Even if they reject, we will know we tried. It's better to try than not to try. Vinicius might just see the bid and say, yeah, I want to come to the project. I want to be the main man in this Arsenal project. So in Arsenal, other news, we saw Lisa Baum of RB Leipzig joining Arsenal for the Arsenal women, and you can see what a beauty. Woo! So this player, Lisa Baum, now joined Arsenal women, and he knows Arsenal are a big club. Yeah, Arsenal women, of course, they won the Champions League last season. They finished, I believe, third. They will be in the Champions League. So looks like this Arsenal project is attracting a lot of players on both the men's and the women's team. Yeah. So this next season, the Arsenal Pulse will also be checking the Arsenal women's progress because we are one of the benchmarks in Europe when it comes to women's football. The attendance at the stadium is very, very consistent by the Arsenal players. For the Arsenal women players, Emirates is their home stadium during league matches. So this is exciting to see that both the men's and women team, they are both performing at the highest level, and we need to stay there at the top for many years. And that's why we believe the board, the Coronkes, they should make even more investment in the team. If we get a player like Vinicius Jr. or Julian Alvarez, this now shows we are now stepping into the levels of Bayern Munich, the Real, the Barcelona. That is the next step for Arsenal. We are not yet at that level, but we need to now step into that level. If we can get a Champions League, now we enter into the elite group of clubs. Yeah, and then the respect will be there. Players will now want to come. Yeah, even if you miss out on Champions League football, players will still want to come because of the history, because of what you offer as a team. So This is the Arsenal transfer roundup. Very exciting news. But of course, nothing is imminent. Nothing is done. Let's just wait and see, because it looks like Arsenal are cooking something special. So if you enjoyed today's transfer analysis, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the Arsenal Pulse, turn on the notification, because we'll be covering every major Arsenal transfer throughout the summer. Tomorrow you might just hear another on-steam bomber, Julian Alvarez, has agreed personal terms or something. It may come up. So until next time, come on you Gunners. See you in the next one. Peace out.